Hey guys, Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft, and today, in the art of tracking, we're going to wrap up the gaits that are used by animals. And today we're going to talk about bounds, and we will also talk about pronks or stots. The first one that we're going to discuss, obviously, are bounds. And there are two types of bounds. Okay, there is a half bound in which the hind feet are synchronized. They come down in front of the front feet, and the front feet are staggered as they hit the ground. So you'll have a right foot hit, or excuse me, you'll have the right front foot hit, you'll have the left front foot hit, and then the two hind feet will hit in front of those. Conversely, on the other side, you'll have the left front can hit first, followed by the right front, and then the two hind feet, synchronized again, will land in front of the front feet. In a full bound, you will have the front feet strike, followed by the hind feet, and they will strike in front of the front feet, synchronized as well. Animals that will employ a full bound most of the time, all right, will be squirrels and birds, because it's also known as a hop, so they'll hop along. Animals that frequent the ground will wind up using the half bound in their gait. So let's go to the index cards and we'll see. So this is what you will see in a half bound. And here, our leading foot would be the left front foot comes down first, followed by the right front foot, and then the hind feet synchronized, and they land together there in front. You'll have a period of an airborne stage again, and then we will have the left front foot followed by the right front foot, and then finally your two hind feet will hit in front as well. Again, you can have like that as well. Right front foot hits first, followed by the left hind feet, right front, left front, hind feet. This is your group of tracks. There will be an airborne stage, followed by your next group of tracks. Again, it is a type of gallop because of the position of the hind feet. Again, the half bound. We have two separate trails again. Alright, first trail, the right front foot hits, followed by the left front foot, and then followed by our hind feet. There's our airborne stage, again known as the intergroup, and then our stride again is measured from this foot to the very next foot in the next group. These are all groups. And the same thing on the other side. On this side, we have our left front foot that hits first, our right front foot, and then our two hind feet hit synchronized in front of it. Again, you can see either one of these trails while you're tracking. Again, this is the intergroup or the airborne stage, and this is another way that you can measure the stride. See, I just changed feet. I did it from the left front foot. But again, you're always going to take the measurement, whichever foot that you use, make sure you go to that same foot in the next group of tracks. Alright, again, we'll go into those measurements later on.
Right. Perfect bound of a rabbit. Okay, it's a half bound. As he's moving along down the trail.
So here we see in the full bound, the front feet come down first, followed by the hind feet. There's our airborne phase. Again, the front feet come down first, followed by the hind feet, again being synchronized and striking after the front feet. Okay, the faster the animal is bounding, obviously, the more that airborne phase will increase. Be aware of that. And that's pretty much it as far as a full bound. So we'll take a look at that on the whiteboard. Okay, so we only need to have one trail of direction, as the front feet hit synchronized as well as the rear feet also hit synchronized. So it's front foot, hind feet, front feet, hind feet, front feet, hind feet. Again, there's your period of the airborne stage, which is the intergroup, and your stride. Again, you're measuring from 1 foot to the next of that same foot for your stride. Remember, these are groups. And that's what you'll see. Now we're going to go into something that's known as a pronk and a stot, which is the same thing. Both those terms are interchangeable with each other.
Full example of a full bound in a squirrel. Here's his first one. He moves on to the second one, and then so on and so forth. In this track, or in these tracks right here, it's got some pretty good definition. You can see where his toes were. So it's a nice example of a bound. They're a full bound anyway.
And the last gait that we're going to discuss is we're going to discuss the pronk or the stot. Very simply, all 4 feet strike the ground at the same time. The front feet are side by side and are forward of the hind feet, which are also side by side. You'll often see this in the deer family because they use it to gain height and time so that they can look around to see if there's predators as they're moving. So let's take a look at that pattern. And here is the pronk. Again, all 4 feet will strike the ground at the same time. The front feet in front of the hind feet. This is your direction of travel. Jump up, airborne stage, come back down. They all hit at the same time. As you see it here on the whiteboard, pronk and stot, same thing. We have our first group, we have our second group, and our third group. We have a measurement here, that is our intergroup again, the airborne phase. We have a measurement here, which is known, that's the group, so you would take a group measurement. And our stride, again, I took a stride measurement on this diagram from the right front foot to the next right front foot in a group, in the next group. So again, we'll discuss all kinds of trail measurements later on, and actually we'll be going into that at the conclusion of this video. So that's bounds and pronks and stots. That'll conclude the gaits the animals can use. Remember, you know, being quadrupeds, animals have the ability to use any one of these gaits just because of their body mechanics, because they have four working legs. So, okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to go into trail measurements, then we're going to go into track identification, and then we'll go into tracking theory. So, this is Brian from Snowwalker Bushcraft. I thank you for your views and your comments. And until the next one, walk the woods.